Mike Perlacher to talk to you. Yeah, I had to call 911 on my father. He showed up unannounced, demanding I let him move in with him. No. Waiting for, he's gone. He came in a taxi. I don't know that because when I was still on the phone, they asked, "Do you see him? Is he still there?" Like, no, at the time he was gone, but then uh, the taxi cab came this way and picked him up. He's a ward of the state. I don't need to concern myself with him. But now I'm just waiting for an officer to come by and just make a report, which would be good. Then they know that I'm done. I don't need him. I don't want him. I don't need him in my life. He is a distraction for my life. I'm done. Officer's here right now. I gotta go answer the door. Okay, officer's gone. It's an unfortunate necessity. At least a report has been made that I can't have him here at my living residence, my home. He establishes himself at a shelter somewhere. Maybe I'll go visit him this summer once, but I can't have him here anymore. There's more to the story I'm not aware of. The dispatcher discovered he was on his way to where he used to live. I'm not going to say the name of the town or anything. This is a public platform, but he's on his way where he used to live, and same old with him. You know, he started talking. The officer asked for cliff notes, so I did my best to give him cliff notes. My father knocked on the door. I looked over. I don't have curtains or anything. My home is an open window. I looked over and, yep, okay, he's here. Took me about a minute to figure out what I was going to do. Finally, in the third time he knocked, I went over there, I opened the door. I says, "You need to get your stuff, turn around, and go right back where you came from. I can't have you here." And then he started, "You treat your family like this." It's always the same with him. Him, the perpetual victim. Male feminist. That's what he is, a male feminist. Like I told the officer, this is an unfortunate necessity, and I can't have him here. I work two jobs. I'm trying to, make something in this life for me, for myself, finally, and I just can't deal with him. Because this is a public platform, I should probably address the people that might see fit to comment below about, "Oh, how can you do that to your father? Oh, you have a home. You should let him live with you now." And no, I am under no obligation for him. He is a ward of the state. After a life of crime, he is a ward of the state. His mother made it that way. The way she raised him. I'm not faulting her. Like any other human being on this planet, she's done good and she's done bad. Unfortunately, possibly unbeknownst to her, she did very bad in regards to her grandchildren, at least 3 of them, myself and my 2 sisters. And, it's got me thinking of these college students that are protesting. They have no idea what they're protesting. A lot of these college students were raised like my father was. You can do no wrong, and whenever there's a trouble, it's always somebody else's fault. It's never your fault. That's how these college kids are. I'm going to have to call both my employers and contact the human resource of both my employers and warn them, because one of the threats, I'm just remembering this now, my father made during this brief interaction is, he's going to call my work, and if they're a Christian, they're going to fire you. That's what he said. So he might make trouble for me in that department. unless something else happens, because my understanding they're still pursuing him. So he must have. He probably did something. He probably. His rules of bail. He probably violated his rules of bail. And just being here where I live. I don't know that for sure. I'm just speculating now, but that's probably what it is. And that's why there's because the fact that he's here, the fact that he made his way here in a taxi cab, is in violation of his bail. Sure, he had the money to set his bail. My sisters made that happen. I should have just let him stay in there. See, he needed my sister to get an Uber for him in order to go to the bank and get his money out, and he can bail his butt out of incarceration. I wouldn't have done it. I would have said, let him do his time, and that money will be there for him after he does his time. But what do I know? I'm the only one in the family who is not a ward of the state. Anyways, I'm still going to be processing this, so probably no point to recording much more. I shook the officer's hand. I said, I'm honestly sorry, officer. I had to make this call. And he said, don't be. But, yeah, it's just an unfortunate necessity. I cannot move forward in my life with having to deal with this. I'm sorry if that might sound selfish to somebody out there who's viewing this, but I have to worry about me. Besides, if I start sharing all that footage of the 20 years of VHS footage pertaining to my father growing up, you'll see more and more on this channel how justified I am in disowning him, if that's what you call it, what I'm doing with him now. Which I don't think so. It is. If he just shut his mouth, pay the piper, stay at the shelter, I'll come visit him at the shelter once or twice maybe. But nope, that's not enough for him. As usual, he's got to do it his way. Like these kids on these college campuses protesting pro-Hamas. They have no idea. They have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea because they're little children. Intellectually, they are little children who never truly grew up. They are children, and the government is their mommy and daddy. Yeah, you go to Harvard. You want the government to be your mommy and daddy? Go to Harvard. I'll just end this video just making this statement, which I truly and wholeheartedly believe. If I want to move forward, I need my father's absence in my life. Mike Perlak, thank you for your time.